A few days ago, I worked out why my golf game is suffering. Stay there. Sit. I don't know. Do you want to work out how you can improve your golf game? Do you want to hit much straighter iron shots? Do you want to hit much longer iron shots? Do you want to lower your golf scores? Well, with this simple golf lesson, I'm going to give you some easy golf tips to help you do just that. So I've been working on my swing path a little bit, and you may notice over on my channel and indeed on Chris's channel that I've started playing a little bit better. I've started hitting the ball. Oh yeah. I must admit, there's something about it that I really like. Just a little bit straighter throughout the bag, and how I'm doing that, it's quite a simple method actually. So I've been working on my wrist movements using Hack Motion and obviously the app with that. We've updated the app so we have a little bit more to play with. And what I was doing, I was going up to the top and coming across the golf ball like that. So you'll see here that my club path was 5.4 degrees to the left, but unfortunately, that means we're going to be cutting across it quite heavily. So more so with the less lofted irons and of course with driver and fairway woods, that wasn't working. I was even getting like 9, 10, 11 degrees across it with my driver. So I've started to work through the bag, and I'm going to kick things off with the mid irons because that's where it's easier to start to work on how to improve. And you'll see that the strike there wasn't that bad, but it's only gone 103 yards. Now, I'm not the biggest longest hitter, but 103 yards for an 8-iron isn't my bag. So how can we get you doing this as well? Because so many people come across the golf ball a little bit too much. Yes, of course, with an 8-iron, you do want to kind of cut across it a little bit. You probably want to hit down on it, which in effect makes the path go left. It's not really cutting across it. It's just having a nice neutral exit to the arc of the swing. But what I've started to do is think, right, if I can use Hack Motion to make sure that I keep that club face nice and square on the way back, I make sure it's set nicely when the butt of the club's pointing down at the ball, and from here I load it to the top so I know, you can see on screen now, I've actually got a little bit of cupping in that wrist. So from there I'm starting to think, right, if I was to come down and keep that cupped, it's going to put the club a little bit outside playing, the face is going to be a little bit open, and that explains heavily that shot there where I cut across it a little bit. And again, it felt like a great strike. That one's a better example actually. 9 degrees across it. So it went a little bit straighter as a pull because the face angle was 8 degrees left, so the face angle and the club path were kind of married together, so it looked like it could be a good strike. But it started the 10th of June, 2017. Oh, what did? Series gone. Stranger released it. I don't know what's happened there, Chris, but we'll carry on. Has Siri ever interrupted you? I didn't even, did I say it? Apologies, I've set yours off at home, guys, but back to the point where if I can now start to think, right, I'm going to build this up slowly and surely. Once again, I'm using the Hack Motion, I'm making sure the wrist angles are right, and you can see the feedback on screen for even just take it back and allow it to work through. So that obviously wasn't a full shot. That's carried 80 yards, and you can see that we've actually got a club path of 0. So we've neutralized that swing path perfectly. And if I can do that properly, and Chris is helping me here with, basically, guys, it's nice to have this and it's nice to have the feedback. It's also nice to have friends that can tell you when you're doing it right. So if you do want to take it to the driving range and start doing that, I'll start to then work it a little bit further. And you can see again, that ball's now almost starting to draw on me. That's carried 120 yards. Again, it was only a little pitch. Club path, 4.2 to the right, face angle a little bit to the left. So that's what's kind of created that draw for me. And you can see that with very little effort, I'm starting to build up the distance. So that's 125 yards. So now, even if I go to a half shot and I go, right, I know I want to be here. I know that's where I want my wrists. And then mimic it on the way down. You can see what's happening with the wrists on that screen there. And that's just a really small half swing. And that's carried the bunker. It's carried 140 yards, releasing to 150. Lovely square club path and lovely, I'm going to call that a square club face because it's only open by 0.5 degree. And what's 0.5 degree to friends, Chris? We don't know. So if I want to start playing more of a draw, obviously alignment comes into that, but all I want to do is really get myself to a point where I am a lot more neutral with that path and face, because as long as I'm striking it well with a neutral path and face, where's the ball going to go? Oh yeah, straight. If the ball goes straight and I'm aiming where I want to, I also know that it's going to help me. So if I do the same thing now and really start to allow that to work through. That was more of a full swing, to be honest. That was a 90% swing. That's now carried 156. It's released 162. And again, we've got that club path at 2 degrees to the right with the club face a little bit closed. That's why the ball's gone ever so slightly left. So if we're starting to nitpick here, in an ideal world, I would want that swing path maybe 2 to the right with the club face 1 degree open rather than being 3 degrees closed. That would give me the perfect draw. But all of a sudden, I'm starting to see now on screen these lovely rainbow ball flights that are starting either on target or right of target and coming back to the target or just left of target. And the great thing about this is you can see that I haven't hit many balls in this video, but the productivity has been fantastic. It's been through the roof. And that is the key to getting better at golf. I don't want you to come and do a Gary Martin, can I have 300 balls, please? And then 5 minutes later, can I have another 200 balls and a pizza, please? And then 5 minutes later, another 100, pizza, beer. Because the more balls you hit, you could be doing yourself more damage and ingraining it into, well, more flaws in your golf game. That's where something where you can be productive can come in massively. And even just these shots, this is where I've got better, quicker, in essence, to be able to, right, can I keep playing those shots? Because I know the club path is square, the club face was slightly open, and that's indeed what I'm trying to do. Being able to do that at half speed is, I think, even more impressive than being able to do it at full speed, because actually, what am I learning to do here, Chris, with this 8-iron?
Control the club face.
Exactly, I'm controlling the club face, I'm controlling the dynamic loft, and actually, you think next time you have a shot that's 105 yards square, I know, tell me about it. We're speaking about Gary, weren't we? If I have a shot that's 100, we are friends, by the way, so if I have a shot that's 100 yards and it's really windy and blustery, this is kind of a shot where you can need more practice on that one, that wasn't the best, but you can really start to engage yourself, you can really start to work on, you can see that the first time I become unproductive is when I'm trying to just play your shots. But you can really, that wasn't too bad, was it? You can all of a sudden have a shot in your locker where you're like, you know what, when I have that distance, I know I can hit that distance. I know I can hit a shot that's boring through the wind. And I know that if I can use this in my game, I can control all those factors, dynamic loft, face angle, and of course distance. And that for me is really helping me hit my best golf in 2024. Club path 1.5 to the right, mission successful, 165-yard 8-iron. Guys, if you've enjoyed that, make sure you do smash that subscribe button to get good at golf, and we'll see you all later on in the week.